Wait, this is bad. A few weeks ago, I lost my old hardcore world, so today, we'll be starting all over again, but this time, the world type is amplified, so everything is massive. Let's begin. My plan for the first episode of the series was to get some basic armor and tools, then get building a starter base. I really didn't want to die right at the start because that would just suck, so luckily I had found some iron and coal in a mountain near spawn, which allowed me to craft an iron sword and a shield. I then peacefully gathered some wool for a bed so I didn't have to mine down in a hole. Yeah. On day 1 it was raining, but I also stumbled upon a village which would prove to be very useful. I also found this skeleton spawner and then I got jump scared, so I just had to make a run for it. Not a great start. I also found some more iron which I used to craft a chest plate, which wasn't a good idea because literally 3 minutes after I got a plot 3 gold chest plate from a ruined portal, and that's actually better. Well, that sucks. By the end of that day, I had accumulated enough iron to craft some leggings and a pickaxe, and the day after that I was able to destroy that spawner I found and I got a name tag and a saddle, which I found very good. And then I decided to build an animal farm, which also meant making a crop farm. So at this point, I also wanted to get gathering materials, so I started digging the hobbit hole, which would soon be my base. With that cobblestone from mining, I began constructing a wall around the animal pen, then it was back to digging. And yes, mining down to bedrock took ages because instead of having to mine down from, say, Y70 in a normal world, I instead had to mine down from Y110 because it's amplified. So then my PC was sort of being awkward and some of my files got corrupted, but luckily I was recording with replay mod so I can use that footage. Anyway, when I hit bedrock, I found my first diamonds in this world, and to make it even better, it was an 8 vein, so I made a staircase to get back up from my mine. For the remaining 5 diamonds, I wanted to mine them with fortune, so I tried to get it from a villager, but it gave me unbreaking 3 for 17 emeralds, so you kind of can't argue with that. Next day, I got to mining and found an underwater cave with loads of iron. I'm not sure why there was so much, maybe I was just lucky. I also found an amethyst geode, which was really nice. And then I found this sheep in my animal pen, which had literally been there since the start, so I decided to name it Joe. Okay. At this point, I felt as if I had enough gear to go and start working on my starter base. There are 2 materials I needed which I didn't have, and those are moss and spruce. I knew there was a spruce forest nearby, so I went there for the spruce, but having travelled for thousands of blocks already, I was really having a hard time finding a lush cave for moss. Some of the good things I found on my adventure though were some coast armour trims in a shipwreck, which was really good, but quite common, and a questionably flat wall, and also this. Aww. Why is this? What? This there? Mojang? And then I made a realisation. So, you don't actually need to go to a lush cave to get moss and azalea leaves. You just need 1 block of moss, and I can get that from shipwrecks, so I started making my way back. On the way back, I found this insane jungle with loads of hills. I wonder what I could build there. Then, this happened. Uh-oh. Wait, this is bad. Jesus, that was way too close. Oh my god. That's less than ideal. Since I still wanted to get moss, I turned the shaders off to make it easier to see underwater and found a shipwreck with lots of moss in, which was perfect. So now I was ready to build my base, but first I needed to bone meal up a lot of moss, so I went into a cave and started bone mealing it up. For the exterior, I went with a sort of circle design. I added glass later, by the way. And for the interior, I went with a hobbit hole design with moss and azalea on the ceiling, with some of the dirt showing through. For the walls, I used cobbled deep slate and polished deep slate. Yeah, I got rid of the dirt and replaced it with moss. I just didn't think it looked that good. And then I scrapped the deep slate and replaced it with stone and andesite again, which I had to get some more andesite for, by the way. And for the floor, I used my spruce, and I made slabs for a staircase going down, although I changed that to a regular staircase because I just didn't like the look of the old one. For the storage room, first I dug a short tunnel and did the same circle design as the top one. Then I decorated it like the rest of my base. And now for the finishing touches, I started by making a path out of paths. Then I wanted to label the chests because I hadn't done that already for some reason, and I wanted to make the signs glow, so I'd need some glow ink sacks. Luckily I knew exactly where there was an underwater cave, so I peacefully gathered some glow ink sacks. Yeah. Because they're gonna die there. No. My whole base was lacking a bit of greenery, so I collected some bones for bone meal, which didn't really go very well. And I also decided to bully an Enderman while I was at it. And after I had placed down my bone meal, that was our base done. Here's a little tour of all the things I've done today. If you enjoyed this video, you might also want to like and subscribe and tell me what I could improve for the next video. And I'll see you there. Bye bye.